Death Watch.
Where we last left off there, you had encountered Lord Oswald, and him and Keb had a small interaction where she essentially admitted that she had stolen his map. He's pretty angry, but you guys had a plan, so we'll go ahead and start with that.
All right. I'll embrace the source.
Okay.
And I'll try to do that low-level compulsion on Oswald.
Okay.
So DC 13 will save.
We had made it back to our horses, right?
Yeah, we were about to leave when he pulled up.
All right, he succeeded.
Ah, dang it. Oh, well.
And you were going to try a diplomacy?
Yeah, I think that's how we were going. Might be a bluff, too, in there. I don't know. Because we're going to try to pass the box, the fake horn, over to him. And try to get out of here in the same instance.
Okay. So I'll give you, since you're going to give him the box, I'll give you a...
I think we should feign a slight resistance.
Wait.
Like we're giving this to him under duress.
Well,
right?
that's where... I'm not just going to roll here.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you a +4 to your roll
Right.
if you're going to hand something over to him.
So my aid will be the insistence that we keep it, right? But then I'll capitulate at the last moment. Oh, I did poorly.
And I think, what was her name? Keb was
Yeah.
also being fairly aggressive with him at the time.
Yeah, she's insisting that even though she knows the ploy, she's insisting that you hand over nothing to him
Yeah, okay.
as well.
All right, so here we go. Oh, crap.
Low rolls.
Doesn't matter. Worst comes to worst. I got the source already embraced. I'll just...
Strangle him.
Yeah.
All right, what did you get?
14.
Okay, so he is still a little suspicious, but he will take the box. And
You didn't let me roleplay this, John. 14 was just going to be how well I get to do it here.
this is more of his mindset towards you, I guess. Then, well,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'll walk up and I'll put my hands on Keb's arm, and I'll be like, no, don't. And I'll like quickly turn back towards Cho'Gath, and I'll be like, stay your weapons. He's too great. His lordship is too powerful, and I'll curtsy to him. I'll be like, please forgive us, my lord. It's yours by right. I know it is. I know that now. Upon seeing you, I just wanted to impress you.
So yeah, I mean his eyes narrow a bit, but he motions one of his men forward to retrieve the box, and he asks you to turn over anything else that you'd found in the ruins as well.
We just found the box. We didn't have time.
Not a bluff.
So,
Technically, it might be a bluff.
well, everything that you had found was in that chest, so
It was
you didn't
just the
find
box there.
Yeah, he'll let you go. The way that he releases you, though, it's only by his leave are you even living at this
Most
point.
gracious, my lord. I'll curtsy again.
And they set to the task of trying to open the lock.
Do they set it down on the ground?
Yeah.
Maybe I can weave some air around it so they can't quite bash it immediately.
Yeah.
All right. Let me work off the... Yeah, so I'll weave like a small little like layer of air, like as minute as I can, to just keep them from being able to break the lock immediately.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. Yeah, so it looks like a 0 level weave.
Which weave are you using?
Harden air.
Hardener. Okay.
Yeah, so once it's on the ground, I'm just gonna real small. I'll kind of be motioning time to get on our horses and get out of here.
Run away. Yeah, I had 3 inches of club bared.
All right, yeah. So they start. One of them starts trying to get a crowbar in between the loop and the lock itself, but they're having a very difficult time. So as you guys mount up and leave, there's lots of cursing going on. You're gonna hold that until you're out of sight?
Yeah.
Or okay.
I can hold it.
Or can you tie off yet?
No,
Okay.
But I can hold it as long as I'm awake if I want
Oh,
to.
okay.
I don't.
You don't have to have line of sight.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not. I'm going to probably hold it till we get past the geysers, and then I'll drop it.
Okay. Yeah. So
they start trying to pick up the box.
as you progress further and further into the canyon, you can hear Lord Oswald's frustration, shouting
Must be power
becomes
on.
more intense
It'd
as
be
you.
worth it to give one of his cronies that little scene to Rongriel just so we can see his face.
I thought about it, but
Yeah, it's too valuable for that.
it might go in handy.
Or is it? I don't know.
So are you guys are gonna follow the same strategy back out as you did in? Just
Yeah.
run it. Okay. So
The mad dad.
yeah, you guys wait for the. Where's my map?
Wonder what I'd need to do to be able to affect the geysers. Maybe some move water or something.
I don't know.
That'd be kind
You
of
could
fun.
probably harden air over the hole,
Yeah.
force it from stopping or going.
I was kind of hoping to mess with the timing, not accidentally have it go up in his face.
So you can hear the geysers going off. Once the second one goes off is when you guys will start through. And you'll make it back through and then down into the sands and across the river.
All right, and yeah, I'll release the weave.
Okay, so you have 3 days of travel here. It's pretty uneventful.
At any
as you
point,
head
do
back
we
to
hear
town.
the keening of a off-note horn?
No, the horn that you guys had found in Andor, those were solid silver,
Oh.
as they weren't
I
functioning
was
horns.
hoping it was just poorly made.
But yeah, you don't see them coming down at all behind you either. So 3 days you'll make it back to Lugard, and then do you guys? What is your plan of travel from there?
So basically, shoot west.
I forget it, but I thought we had.
We have decided to go cross country.
Yeah.
Yes.
we did.
So Lugard, you can take the road to Johanna,
Yeah.
and then you'll cross over the Mountains of Mist, and
Yeah.
you'll end up in the Almouth Plain if you do that.
Yeah.
As that would
That
be your
was the
quickest
one.
route.
Remember? Yeah.
Because we had gotten provisions
Yeah.
for the travel to Gehenna.
Correct. Yeah.
Is Gehenna the place where the prophet of the dragon ultimately ends up?
Yeah. Yeah. It was not quite there yet, but
The plane's still dangerous right now, though. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Brigands and
Yeah,
war.
it's in Civil War or whatever.
So what do you decide to do when you get back to Lugard? What do you decide to do with the boy?
He was supposed to be awaiting his uncle. We had sent.
Yeah, we
word.
left him at the inn, and the innkeeper was supposed to find his uncle.
Okay.
And we didn't. When we made that plan, we didn't know we'd be coming back here. So I want to check and make sure that innkeeper gave the boy the horse like I told him to. Because if not, I'm going to cut his face off.
So when you get back there, the horse is still there. So is the boy.
Okay.
He's in pretty high spirits, but the innkeep comes out and talks to you when you come in. The stable master goes in and gets the innkeep, and he comes out and he tells you that the boy's uncle had a tragic accident in the hills of Kintara, where he was out surveying some new mining areas. It's an expansion to his company.
So what, is he dead?
Yes. He has no other kin here, though.
Well, I wish him luck.
So everybody also will get 400 experience.
How old was that kid again? What was his name?
He is 10, and
Dill.
Dill is his name.
Well, why don't we just...
Well, you know, I was kind of
what
thinking
are you
about
at for
this.
experience? 1775.
I was thinking about if it's sort of analog to like a late medieval time period or something like that. Then it would. I mean, if he doesn't have a family,
Yeah,
I'm not sure I would be opposed if he acted in the capacity of like a page or something, right?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Really a man. So.
Yeah.
I'll just tell him he's coming with me. He can look after camp and the horses and
Take care of your armor.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's more than happy
Like a-
to do that.
apprentice.
He does ask if they can continue your sword training as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. As long as his chores get done, then I'll backhand him just to show him what he can expect if he disobeys me.
Okay, so
Borderlander hug. No, you.
That's being buried alive.
Yeah.
so the route to Gehenna, so that'll take you about 25 days to get to Gehenna
Okay.
total.
How long did it take us to get to that where we were just at?
So from Lugard to the hills of Kantara,
Yeah.
that was 3 days each way, so a total of 6.
All right, so I need a resupply on rations. How are you? Are you guys handling your own rations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down to 4 right now. So what? I need like 11.
I'll go
Or
purchase.
21.
How much are rations again?
They're like half a crown, aren't they? Or half a mark.
There are 5 silver pieces
So
for a
half a mark.
day's worth.
And 10 silver is 1 silver mark.
Yeah.
So I need 50, 25 marks. So I can buy 50. Will I be able to find that many?
Yeah, Lugard's pretty big, so you can easily acquire that much.
Okay, so I'll buy that for myself.
How much did that cost you?
25 silver marks.
Okay.
And then I will buy... Where are you? So, I don't know anything about the terrain. Who does? Like, what it's like on the road there? Is there a lot of grazing land on the way?
Yeah, we did determine that they would mostly be able to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fairly well-traveled road. There's grazing. There's a few inns, not as many as there were from Ilion to Lugard. And then there's some spots that you'd be able to camp along the way as well.
All right. Well, I'll just spend 50 copper on 10 days of food for the horse, just in case.
Okay.
Okay, and what did I name my mule? Okay, so I'll name my horse Avalanche, and my mule's name is Steve.
Uh-oh.
Steve Reborn.
So I'll tell Dell his responsibility is to care for the mule and our horses every night at camp.
Okay. So the travel from Lugard to Gehenna is fairly uneventful. As you guys travel, make camp, take standard rests, and
Okay.
you make it to Gehenna in your 25-day time. So from here, the terrain's going to get a bit rough. You'll have about a day's travel through some wooded area, and then you'll start to go up and through the mountains. The mountains themselves will take you about 10 days to get through.
Okay. So in Gehenna, I want to pick up some cold weather clothing,
Okay.
and that costs 8 marks.
Overall travel will take you about 20 days.
Okay.
As once you get down from the mountains of mist, you'll be on Almouth Plain, which is excellent for
Right, for grazing.
well, also for travel itself. And there's not all these mountains to have to lead the horses through and everything. Okay, so where are you? All right, so the travel from there, again, nothing spectacular happens. Within that 20 days, you'll reach the road. The road itself will take you up to the border of Almouth Plains and Toman Head. There's a fair-sized town, which is Austin Falls there. It's a trading town that's right on the border, where you guys would be able to resupply.
Right. So, how many days since we left Gehenna would you guess that we needed to feed our horses and mule?
At least 10 days. That's mainly the time that you were in the mountains.
Okay.
'Cause there's not enough grazing plant life.
All right. So I had plenty for everybody, but let's see, 10 days for each horse and the mule. So I've got 10 days of feed left.
I got 5 days as well.
Now, once you get across the plain itself and hit the road, and your travel time will pick up a bit as well.
Okay.
How long have we been on the road? 20?
So, since the beginning, or just since Gehenna?
Yeah.
Gehenna, it's been 20 days.
But it took us 25 days to get there.
Yeah, and then
So
it took
we've
you
been on-
30 days, 28 days to get from Ilion to Lugard.
Yeah, so we're like 3 months or so on the road.
I don't care about that. I just need
Probably
from
get
Lugard to
tired
here.
of each other.
Oh, from Lugard, so
'Cause that's
would that
where-
be 45 days total?
No.
Because 25 from Lugard to Gehenna, 20
so
from...
Gehenna's where we resupplied, I
Yeah.
guess, right? That's
Yeah.
where I bought all my rations.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so 20 from Gehenna to Austin Falls.
I'm down to 8.
Rafe, you had... What were your knowledges?
History, nature, nobility, and royalty.
Is that limited to tier and surrounding areas for the royalty and nobility?
No, I imagine it would be wider than that.
Okay, go.
Although, if there were specializations, I'm sure that would be the case.
Yeah, it's just general
Common.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's not even general knowledge. It's what he knows. He knows about all nobility and rulers based on what he rolls.
All right, so go ahead and roll your nobility.
14.
Okay. So you have heard of the Kilvar family, who have been the lords of Austin Falls for close to 50 years. You had heard that that they have a son that they were planning on marrying off to a Domani noble house that you're not familiar with.
What was the name of the family again?
The Kilvar. It's Kilvar.
And it was in Austin's.
Austin Falls. Ostin Falls.
And are they actually a noble family or just
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are very very recent noble family, as they've only been the lords out here for about 50 years. So, how long do you want to stay here? This is a trading post, or well, trading village, town, whatever you want to call it. But and you guys will be able to resupply. That's basically what it is for all the farmers to bring in and do any trading. Because there's inn to stay at. You are 7 days travel from Toman Head right now.
Well, being so close, I would feel good about taking a short rest here, enough to scrape the road dust off.
And the town itself is pretty packed, like more than you would expect for a village. Lots of people coming in from Toman Head.
Yeah, a night in an inn wouldn't be too bad. Common room and a mug of spiced water. What are they drinking this? Like wine, mulled wine?
Wine and, yeah, spiced ale, I'm
Yeah.
sure you can find as well.
Plum juice.
They do drink a lot of punch, but it's like the hotter areas.
Yeah.
We might be close enough. We're kind of down south.
Alright, so if you want to get directions, you can find an inn that is 2 marks per day.
Okay.
It would be a good inn. So they have baths and...
Yeah, so I think Rafe's standard way of doing this would be to sit in the common room for a little while and get a few drinks in, ask a few questions about the region, how this Kilvar family is faring of late,
Okay.
that sort of stuff. And then try to find a game of dice.
Game of dice, okay. Do you want to share a room like you had been doing for you, Falk, and Cho'Gath?
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Well, and Dell.
and deal, yeah. And then you'll have your separate, okay.
Yeah, I'll join him in the common room, but after I shave my head, because it's probably all stubbly now, which is shameful.
No way. You probably found some sort of ice razor or something in the mountain.
Yeah.
It's going to be, if you're going to have to shave in cold weather, might as well make it really cold.
Yeah.
So the inn that you're at is called Sean's Tale, Tale, Tale. They, to your surprise, they have a gleeman there as well.
My surprise and delight.
Indeed.
Unless he's an Ileana or Gleeman.
No, no, he's not.
They likely tell stories backwards, upside down, and every which way but the right way.
You should be far enough away from Ilian now.
They're everywhere.
It still lingers with him. So, go ahead and do gather information
Okay.
for anybody who wants to gather any information. And
17.
17? Okay. Once you get Falk out of the forest, he's no good at anything. All right.
19.
19?
I'm looking for like general rumors of what's
happening?
what's up ahead for us. Yeah.
Are you going to do any information gathering?
No.
All right. Yeah, Falk won't either. So, the information from the Kilvar family, or about the Kilvar family that you get, is that the marriage that was supposed to happen between their son and that Domani house has been put on hold. No one's sure why, though. Right? Is the Domani are in town, as it was supposed to have happened about 2 weeks ago, but for some reason that isn't known to everybody, it hasn't happened yet, as they're just waiting.
Or you think the Domani would do like what is it called, the dowry or something in reverse, where they expect like a bunch of stuff or whatever? I guess that's the normal way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't give anything. They just went double. The negotiations for the dowry have fallen up.
Is that the rumor that you're going to spread?
No, I'm not gonna,
Okay.
that'll be my theory.
Okay.
Rafe's theory.
Well, you got to start practicing now for
Right.
Game of Houses.
All right, so
Were there any ghosts in the Mountains of Mist?
not that you noticed. While you were traveling through, though, there were points where Dill, you would catch him like staring off, even especially later in the evening, just kind of staring off into the mountains, almost like he was listening at something. And there were some behaviors from Falk that were similar, as he seems withdrawn, though. Falk does.
I haven't heard a word from him the whole time.
We're Adeena, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. All
He's
right.
talking about being busy with his work and studies.
Yeah. This is whatever a
What are you talking
computer
about,
is. So the stories that you hear are, sound like they're straight out of a nightmare. Villages, large towns, doesn't matter what it is. There's stories of a huge invasion force that's attacking everything on Toman's Head. That they ride dragon spawn and dragon spawn, or not dragon spawn. Dang it, shadow spawn. There you go. As they ride shadow spawn, and they use Aes Sedai to fight their battles.
I believe it. I can't trust those Tarvalon witches. That's why I keep the Amerlin seat as close as possible.
Wards against the power.
Strangely enough, though, you're also hearing that they're, instead of like pillaging all the towns and villages that they go to and the cities that they conquer, they're maintaining trade, law, and order, and they're allowing people to leave. They even allow them to leave armed. So it's very conflicting as to what's to be believed, other than there's somebody warring in Toman's Head.
All right. Yeah, I'll recount what I hear to them when we're sitting at the table or something. Don't know if I believe half of it, but we're definitely probably heading towards a war zone.
Well, I'm very interested in them riding shadow spawn. That's very interesting to me, because there aren't any shadow spawn that are ridden.
Yeah, are there any further descriptions?
Great flying beasts.
Could be Drakkar. I'll tell everybody what Drakkar are.
And also huge lumbering beasts on the ground as well. As
Worms.
Right. Yeah.
you don't encounter, none of these tales come from anybody who's seen them. It's just
someone who heard.
Yeah, I heard a few villages back by someone who was there, right, that this is what's happening.
Yeah, and I'm not going to present it like it's fact. I'm probably like going to say this is what I heard, but this is what I believe is probably going on. It's just, those crazy, I don't know, what
Farmers, common folk.
common folk. Kicking
Civil
up
unrest isn't exciting enough for them.
yeah.
They need
They need
bloody
to ride
ass.
Shadow Spawn.
Shadow Spawn, yeah.
It's probably just mules. I mean,
Just a pack of mules rolling through,
they're
kicking
worse
things to
than
death.
they're worse than a whole dozen fists of Trolloc.
More attacks, too.
As the night goes on, and you're gathering your information from the Kilvar family, you encounter a man that's in plain but well-cut clothes. He seems to be kind of working through the room, mingling with guests with some of the other tables. You've seen him sticking closer to you as you've been asking your questions about the marriage. After you guys get back to your table and have some more discussion, he approaches and he says, "Pardon for the intrusion, as my name is Lorwyn." He gives you a very well-heeled bow. Says, "I'm looking to hire a group to escort me on a trip to a few of the local towns around Austin. I'd like to leave town as soon as possible and expect to be gone 2 or 3 weeks. Might you be interested in such employment?" He's speaking directly to Rafe.
Oh, okay. More guards work is what you need us for? Or as guardsmen?
Yeah, so he's says that with the stories that have been coming in from the surrounding area, it's not safe for one such as himself to travel alone. And your companion looks like the only capable one among you. Looks at Cho'Gath. But no. But yeah, says that you guys look to have the means to protect yourselves and me from any dangers that are out there. Okay, so you were just offered employment.
Well, he was just offered
Yeah.
employment.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be like, so there's 2 things I need to know if we're to consider that, and if we're traveling generally in the direction of where we're going, and then how much you're willing to pay us. Because I got gold crowns now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He says that he will pay you 10 gold crowns each now, and 15 at the end. 15 each additional at the end. So, and then where are you going?
Toman Head.
Okay, that's great. That's where I'm going too.
Are we just going to Toman Head, or are we going to Falme and
You guys are going to Otoro's orchard. If
somewhere on Toman
well,
Head?
did you told them all, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you guys are
Not
going
everything.
to
Don't brand it.
yeah to a place called Otoro's orchard,
You
which
got a technique?
Where I cutscene you guys.
Yeah, and we divulge everything. My
It just-
deepest fear.
We all know how frustrating it is when the characters don't reveal everything to each other, and he's just trying to cut that out of the story.
It's the whole point of being an Aes Sedai, not to reveal everything.
So he says that there's a few towns that he needs to check on, and that you guys will conveniently end in a Toro's orchard, because that's the last town that he needs to check.
Perfect.
Is he going to cover other expenses too, like our food? Because I really hate marking rations.
Do a diplomacy
Negotiate it.
for negotiations.
29. I also want more pay. 15 and 15 will work. Yeah, so we'll front end the 15.
Yeah, he is smitten with you, and definitely. So yeah, I'll cover your food. That's fine. Just, do you need me to feed your family? No,
So
but yeah,
we just need a moment to make our decision.
yeah.
privately.
He'll agree to the 15 extra and the coverage of food and food for the horses as well. he says that if you guys agree, that he will meet you back here tomorrow morning.
Well, yeah, we just need to discuss it.
Right. But yeah, he'll take his leave. He doesn't hang around the common room though. He leaves the inn.
Well, I'll say it's nice to meet you and everything. Horn.
He'll give a bow to Adeena this time.
I'll give a slight incline of my
I
head.
know the power dynamic has
Yep.
changed. So yeah, Ray's position is he's definitely for it because he thinks and he'll say that any thread presented to us could lead to the Horn of Valere. It's a very game master friendly outlook on the world.
If ever you encounter or discover Matt's Taveran ability, will you have to kill him to try to take it?
Right. What, he can do that? Yes, I need plus it also happens to be going in the direction we're going, and a little bit more gold for my purse doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Falk says that he's going to the same place we are, so...
Okay. Looks like we all agree.
So, yeah, you guys can spend your time for the rest of the night however you wish. He said he'll be back in the morning.
Is there any dancing going on where the Gleeman's playing?
Right now, the Gleeman is telling stories.
Oh, okay. Well,
But if you
Story is
wait,
still in.
then he will start.
Is it the cycle of the horn? Or whatever it is?
You can make suggestions if you like.
I'll go listen to his stories and drink ale.
Okay.
Are you going to correct him?
Way we tell it, the proper way we tell
Well,
it,
just
is
because you know the correct thing about
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if I listen in and I'm buzzed up enough,
It's like yelling at the TV.
Yeah.
but I won't request anything. So you're saying he's telling
He's
one of the.
he's retelling
I think
a
there's a
tale
cult-
of Arthur Hawkwing
okay.
right now.
I'm descended from Arthur Hawkwing.
I could tell by the way you kill everything.
That's
in your
true.
path.
But yeah, he'll take any requests. When he gets finished with one, there's shouting for singing, and juggling, and more stories.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
He'll let's see. So it's juggling next, story, music.
I could mess with one of the balls when he's juggling. I can tap it with the power, knock it out. Oh, man.
There's one of the Arthur Hawkwing stories. Isn't in his story he has like a worm tongue type character that they think was like Ishmael?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
He's the one that
Yeah.
convinces Otter to... Not Otter. Otter? However the hell his name is.
Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah, to not take healing on his deathbed.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I'll just hang out.
No, you started it all wrong.
I'll just hang out in the common room for a bit, sip some wine, and retire.
Okay. Yeah. So, what was it? The third set that he does is where the singing and some dancing happens.
Okay. Well, I'll try and see if a pretty girl wants to dance with my -2 charisma face.
To appropriately foreshadow the story, he could tell
No.
Fine.
a tale that ends with Arthur
Sorry.
Hawkwing sending his sons across the Aerith Ocean.
Unless you just join into the big.
Yeah.
Okay. If you join in, I mean, they dance with kind of anybody, but
Isn't that kind of where the story would go anyway? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hold on a second.
it is foreshadowing.
okay. So if you join into the group, then you can find
Yeah.
women plenty to dance with. Overall, though, as Gleeman stays out until the crowd starts to disperse, and then makes his way to the kitchens to eat, and he makes appearances out into the common room now and then, but it's after a while he'll retire as well.
Yeah, I'll just go to bed when it starts to wind down.
Okay. Are you gonna go to bed as well?
Yeah, if I can't find any gambling to keep me up.
Oh, you will find throughout the night you can find 3 different games.
Okay.
So if you want to roll your profession.
Not a great night for me. Only 4 marks. So I'll be in a grumpy mood by the time I come to bed.
Hey, at least you made a profit.
It's true.
Is there a way not to make a profit?
I don't think so, because he
It's
got
just
a
half
1.
your check.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess, in the rules there isn't, but game masters can always, Is that a 1?
Well, the reason why you didn't make a whole lot isn't because you lost. It's because mainly you were dicing with farmers, and it was for small pots of copper.
So,
So I'm
working
mad
hard.
that I won a little bit, and they all went home broken.
Yeah, like got no money for the farm now.
Wives.
Okay,
Please, mister, can we have our money back?
so morning comes around. Do you guys do breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're eating, Lorwyn strides into the common room, and he heads straight for your table. He has on traveling attire and is carrying a sword. He steps up, offers a bow to the table, and asks if you accept his offer.
Yeah. When do we leave?
Says that that's wonderful news. Says that he would like to leave as soon as possible, now even if you're ready. Because he seems a little rushed at this point.
Yeah, I guess I'll kind of I'm ready to go, so I'll push my plate or bowl or whatever, porridge or something back, and I'll start putting on my riding gloves.
Yep.
Okay. I'll just grab whatever was left on the plate and be eating it while I'm... If it can be handled that way. It's all
Yeah,
porridge.
it's like sausage.
Candied fruits.
That's how Falk does it, though. Being a man of the woods.
Savage. What's the boss's name?
Lorwyn. It's Lorwyn. Do one of your nobility knowledge, Travis, or Rafe.
11.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you guys gather your gear, gather your horses. He has his mount outside already that's ready for travel, and you head to the city gate and start on your way to Toman Head and Toro's Orchard. So you guys travel along the road for several hours. There's a road that takes you from Austin Falls. It goes all the way through to Fall May, and Toro's Orchard is close to Fall May. So you travel along that road for several hours. Everything's been pretty quiet. So revise that. You guys travel for most of the day, and everything has been pretty quiet. So the sun is sinking low in the afternoon sky when from up ahead you hear hoofbeats and the clang of metal on metal. 3 wagons are stopped in the middle of the road where a small contingent of guards has been set upon by a group of armed men. The men are in uniforms and on horseback. Terrabonners, Lorwyn mutters. Why would they attack people here? So, what would you like to do?
Well, how does Lorwyn want to proceed?
Yeah, do we care? I don't.
Yeah, this is, he's supposed to be essentially keeping the peace
okay.
still.
So he's lord of these lands, and they're encroaching.
Yeah. And so you guys will get a surprise round if you don't make yourselves known right now, if you don't shout out a challenge. Cho'Gath, looking at you.
He's not a paladin.
So I'm going to just follow Lorwyn's lead.
He says that
know
we have to
Terrabonner
help
from
him. Because
People in
I'm
the
not going to
wagons.
allow any dirty Terrabonners to
So
The guards
encroach
have
on
to
my
help.
land.
it's guardsmen being attacked by
Yeah, there's
Terrabonner?
3 wagons, there's guardsmen, there's 3 caravan guards that are there.
Oh, okay. So it's like
there's-
a merchant train being
Yeah.
attacked. Okay.
Yep. There's
So this
four
is
four
brigandry.
Terrabon soldiers.
So just
Yeah.
ride in
I
and
won't stand for brigandry.
Oh, you get a charge.
I'll charge
Yeah.
my lance.
Okay.
I'll ready my short bow.
Charge with your club.
Charge with your short bow.
Rested in
The
crook
arrow
of my
will go
elbow.
faster if you put your horse at full speed and then release.
This is known.
That's true. Or it'll just fall straight down. Because I'm traveling as fast as an arrow on the Amerlin Sea.
All right. Who's got the highest dex?
I got a 13.
16.
15.
Okay. So Cho'Gath, you will resolve your surprise first.
Yeah, is there one that I can determine would be the leader of this group, or do they all look the same?
There is one with more insignias on his.
Yeah, I'll charge him.
Okay. So he's about 40 feet away from you.
Okay. 15. 16. Sorry, 16.
That's a hit.
So 8. So that's 11. 18 damage.
So you have a lance.
Yeah, it's a heavy lance.
Okay. Steel tip.
Yeah,
Okay. So
that's how they are in this game.
when Lorwyn states that you need to help this caravan, Cho'Gath immediately rears his horse, levels his lance, and through the thundering of hooves and the spray of dust, he completely impales this Terrabon commander, lifting him up off of the ground a ways before the lance.
Creator, save us.
They're normally, it's not still all the way through, it's just still tip, right?
I would imagine.
Do they have rules for the lances breaking?
No,
Or
I
is
don't
it
think it gets
multiple
that in
use?
It's
Okay.
like any other
it's
weapon.
multiple use.
Okay, so yeah, as you impale him, carry him for a little bit, and as you
Yeah, I
you
continue.
lower it, as he'll kind of sling off.
Right. Yeah, I continue in 20 more feet.
Okay.
That's part of the horse's movement. So.
Yeah, you know that you have completely and utterly destroyed this person.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be
Burn out of the pattern.
engaging in brigandry.
Balefire Lance.
You immediately remember that Bellfire burned someone
That
completely out of
joke,
the pattern.
John, is like a half-healed, never-healing wound.
All right, I'll stop.
Stop now or you will be stopped.
All right, and then what was your dex, Rafe?
15.
15. Yours was 13. It will be Rafe next.
Is
So
it
there are
just,
3 left.
I can't remember. Is surprise just the one action?
Yeah.
So,
you can
yeah,
do
I'll
your
just
attack.
ready my... Unless...
You can move your horse has a move
Right.
action. Yeah.
Yes, I'll just pull out my short bow, knock an arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I could move them up if... No, I'm within range, right? They were like 40 feet away.
40 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just knock an arrow.
Okay. Falk will do the same as Cho'Gath.
That's right. He's all decked out in his Ilianer gear.
He's gonna get cut down in the heat of battle.
So,
Accidentally. Oops.
critical threat. Critical hit. That's 3d8. What are the bonuses for the charge? Is there any damage bonus?
No, it's just +2 to attack.
The +2 to
Does he have a
attack.
lance?
He's got a heavy lance, yeah.
It's double damage.
Double critical. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You have to cut him down,
It's
Shogun.
clearly obliterated.
You have to cut him down.
He just goes into dust.
Yeah, that's what I imagined. As
So he
your
does
tip just
44
touched him and it was
damage.
Yeah.
This guy had 11 hit points.
He's probably dead then.
Yeah, so in another magnificent display of what cavalry can do,
Yeah.
Falk follows Cho'Gath, and the guy doesn't get impelled so much as explodes upon impact of the lance.
hits him in like the shoulder joint and just tears him in
Yeah.
half.
And
his hips.
so he ends right about where you are.
Yeah.
in
that's
that.
where we start swinging around.
And then Adeena.
I don't think I can even embrace the swords because it's a full round action. Would you allow it?
Yeah, I'll allow for
I'll do
this. Okay.
I think there are rules for that, for the full round actions in surprise rounds. Like you start them or whatever.
Yeah, that's
You can
probably.
split them.
So what? Then it becomes like a move action on the.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Lorwyn is stunned at the display that he's
Didn't
just
realize
seen.
you hired the Dark One. Forsaken,
Yeah.
did you?
He's considering that maybe he made a mistake.
Well, it's obvious the one power has been used here.
Starts throwing up.
But yeah, he's not even gonna draw his sword.
It's actually a
He's
good
just
point. I might have to roll.
Composure.
Yeah.
Well, this is a very lordly display, actually.
yeah. Let
This type of
let the,
this type of murder.
Yeah.
all right, let's go ahead and we'll get initiative. All right, Adeena
20.
and Rafe.
4.
I'll
Adeena.
finish embracing the source and I'll channel Tool of Air, the
Club.
yeah,
Okay.
1d6 club. So forget how close I need to be. I think I need to be like 60 feet or some crap. So how far away are we?
You're 40 feet.
Alright, so I need to be 5 feet forward.
5 foot your horse.
Yeah, I'll kind of.
Okay.
And then they make a will save.
13.
Yes.
Fail.
4 damage. Subdual.
Okay. And then Cho'Gath. Or I'm sorry, that's Falk. What's the amount of space required for a charge?
10 feet.
10 feet.
Okay, so he'll turn his mount and ride again.
It's a D&D, John. There's no
It's a hit.
no actual mount facing. It's like was it Droopy? One of those old
Where he
cartoon
could just
shows.
turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody need a
I'm good.
So he's targeting the one that for Adeena hit, just so you know. Adeena. But yeah, he rolls through again and easily impels this one, and then continues on through for what was it, another 20 feet?
You go the full charge.
Oh, you go the full charge. So yeah, he goes barreling past Adeena a little bit then. So there's one left, and it's Cho'Gath now.
So I'll just, as a free action, I'll tell him to drop his weapons and surrender.
Okay.
Like he can't get away because he's not on horseback. So
Yeah.
surely he'll be.
I'll be kind of giving a slight shake of my head to Cho'Gath.
Yeah, as a free action, he'll drop his sword
Okay.
after seeing all three of his companions get destroyed.
Okay.
All right, so after you've killed the three soldiers and the last one surrenders, a short, bald man appears from inside the second wagon. Thank you, he shouts as you approach. When those bandits attacked, I was sure my good fortune had run out. My name is Pelvier, and I'm honored to invite you to share my camp for the evening.
Is it camp time? Yeah,
It's
'cause it was
evening,
Most of the
yeah.
day. Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Pelvar.
Yeah, Palvear.
Impelvar.
I charge.
But it doesn't give statistics for him.
He's a merchant, so he's a artisan. Yeah, so he's a commoner.
Probably like 6
3 hit points.
Yeah.
Not enough.
The creator demands this, John.
Okay. Do you want to take him up on his offer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's up to Lorwyn. He's the boss right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were going to make camp right up here anyways.
Yeah. I'll have Dill. I'll tell him that it's his responsibility to search the bodies of any of the enemies we slay for valuables.
Oh, okay. He looks a bit sickened right now.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense. He might not be used to that kind of violence.
Yeah.
I'll search the body.
Okay. Yeah, it's like the last time that he had seen you guys kill people, it wasn't as spectacular as that.
Yeah.
So, some arrows, some sword slashes, but people's upper torsos exploding from the force of a lance. And
Yeah, I'll take him away, like over towards where we're sitting camp, and I'll shoot Cho'Gath a kind of a side eye.
he does make mention that it smells terrible.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously there's some smell of death, but with as far back as he is, the wind isn't blowing that direction. Right.
Oh, I see. Sniffer, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
So, Pelvier says that when you guys settle for camp, states that he's a local peddler who usually sells his wares to small communities around Austin Falls. He had heard about the danger of bandits from other caravan masters, but he continues to trade with the local villages out here because they don't have any other. If I don't do it, who will? Right. One of the wagons that he has a broken wheel that was suffered during the attack. He has his men start preparing camp there, and then wants them to set about the task of repairing the wheel.
Guess I can do what we were doing when we were traveling with the illuminator. I'll just sit at the fire and bust out my harp and start playing.
Okay.
I want you to know that I'm actually when I'm doing this, I'm secretly hoping to bring brigands down on us. Out of game, of course, not in game. 19 on my perform.
Okay. So yeah, I mean his men not only prepare camp, two of them go to deal with the wagon, and the other one sets about building a cook fire and preparing a meal for everybody as well. They enjoy the lovely harp music coming from the even more lovely Adeena. After the wheel is replaced and you settle for your evening meal, Pelvier he's a pretty good storyteller. He's got a nice eye for detail. He starts telling you about the stories he's heard from other merchants about what's happening further into Toman's Head. most of his information is about the Terabon invasion, though. This isn't the first time that these Terabon soldiers have invaded, but this is the most concentrated that it's been for a while, right? They're destroying. They're not satisfied with just harassing merchants on the road. They're destroying whole villages, leaving none alive, and burning the town to the ground. What would you guys like to do for the night?
Sword practice.
Yeah, I'll do my sword training with Dill and anybody else who's interested.
Okay. Falk will join in that as well. Oh yeah, you guys have your one prisoner. What would you like to do about him?
We have a lord here.
The Lord's, it's his land. It's up to him.
Okay. He requests that that the prisoner be taken back. The caravan guards take him back to Austin Falls to stand trial.
Or he'll face the less humane death of hanging rather than disintegration by lance.
Yeah.
Which will become the new state-sanctioned method of execution.
Once you see this, you'll never want to go back to the rope.
Gruesome, it is a humane way to go.
Yeah, I'd be at like negative 33 hit points on some of
Dude.
those.
That's an insane advantage.
Yeah, there's no.
Never understood how effective cavalry
You
was
just wake
until
up
now.
10 years into your next life, none the wiser.
Yeah, it hits you so hard that you get rewoven immediately. The pattern bends with each charge. And this is actually canon because there was that one lance that could reach around the world.
Oh, and the story,
Yeah.
the Gleeman story.
Yeah, all those fables or whatever. And so that's probably what they mean. I'm pretty sure that there are parts of him that are probably in orbit and will make their trek around the world.
All right, so as the night continues, if you guys want to set up watch, you may. Overall, it passes uneventfully, though. So you set off the next day, departing from Pelvar. A few hours on the road, you hear hoofbeats behind you. So 5 horses round the bend. Make a knowledge. Does anybody have local?
I don't.
You have yours will be the nobility and royalty. You can. Anybody else have that as well? No? Okay.
14.
So this is just an intelligence test for everyone that doesn't have the skill?
Yeah.
Alright, so 15.
Okay. Cho'Gath.
14. Oh, wait, I lied. 16.
16. What is your knowledge?
Nothing.
Oh, it was just the
Just
intelligence.
intelligence,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you three, excluding Falk here, recognize the style of the livery as their Domani. There are a total of 5 horsemen that are coming from behind you. So they come up quickly. They have lances. They're not lowered, and they don't look like they're ready to attack. You have time before they get to you if you wanted to do anything, though.
Well, obviously, I'll spin around and get ready in case they aren't friendly.
Okay.
But I don't know what they are. Like, well, my intelligence, do I know, do they belong here?
Well, Rafe had shared the information that that there was Domani nobility in the area.
Okay. Right,
So the leader of the Domani approach, as they rear their mounts in front of you, the leader of the 5 riders dismounts and kneels in front of Lorwyn. Says, Sir Kilvar, I've come from Austin Falls. Your bride awaits you there. Surely you don't want to keep her waiting any longer. Lorwyn takes a step back. I'm not returning and you can't make me, he declares. Turning to you, he says, I'm paying you to protect me. Well, protect me. The Domani shakes his head slowly. Says, this doesn't need to come to a fight. We shall take you back, sir, one way or another.
Is this how it works?
Wow.
I don't know. Is it how it works?
Answers my question about the Domani dowry.
Well, and that's those were their
deal.
orders. From your check, you realize Lorwyn is the son of
the
Lord.
Kilvar
Yeah,
family.
he's not the patron right now.
Okay.
So, if his dad said come back, if told his guards to bring him back, they're gonna bring him back.
But these are his dad's.
These are guards from his bride's retinue.
Okay.
Yeah, but they wouldn't normally be that bold unless they had some special permissions.
Well, why don't you want to get married?
Does she have large tracts of land?
It's just a second.
He's probably in love with somebody else.
It's all right, you're a lord. That's what mistresses are for.
Well, actually, Aradomans might not take too kindly to
Yeah.
mistresses.
Not that way, anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an arranged marriage.
I thought that's what
That's what
That's what he said.
it is. Yeah, I'm just it doesn't really say why he's so against it though.
We're just gonna make it up. Although I remember in another turning of the wheel, this is where you guys lost one of your NPCs, got killed by these men.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was the White Cloaks that got us.
I thought I was this point
I
because
have zero
Well,
memory.
yeah,
of
it's
this.
right around. We were in the Almith Plain, but it was.
I thought the reason I remember it this way is because you guys were upset at this character in particular that you lost a friend over.
Maybe
I
we
do
lost
something-
another one to White
Yeah,
Cloaks.
I think you might have.
I do
Because
remember.
I know that they were around this
Yeah,
part
there
of
were.
the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's in response to your question, he just says that he's not ready to get married.
Yeah, we got in a fight because he said protect us. I don't think we got to hear him talk first.
Yeah,
And so we do all that, and then he like divulged to us after we had done all this stuff and we lost one of our friends that he just didn't want to get married. We
we're
were
like, what?
just ticked off at him.
Yeah, wasn't it Will that died?
No, it was. I think I had two Creoles based off, Padishar and Panama.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't remember which one it was, but what I did right after was just brought in another
Yeah.
Creole, the other Creole. But yeah, he was like a woodsman or
Yeah,
something.
no, that's exactly it. Yeah, he just doesn't want to get married.
Yeah, well.
Well,
what do you
Says that
think?
his
Duty.
parents are forcing him to do this, but it should be his choice.
I'll
you
tell
might be
him.
right, but it seems like some people might be about to die here. And it's sort of a lord's duty. Pardon, my lord, not to tell you your duty, but as I understand it, it's a lord's duty to take a wife, not always
Duty
of his
is
choosing.
heavier than a mountain.
But death's lighter than a feather lands.
Go ahead and do diplomacy if you want to talk him out of it.
I guess since I was talking, I'll take the lead on it.
I'll aid him. I aid you.
Oh, I'll go with that one. So plus 19.
You got what you needed.
Nice.
Yes, so he hangs his head, and there's a slowness about it, but he eventually comes around to returning. He joins the guards, and tells you that he pays you the rest of your wages.
Nice.
So you will get the extra 15. Says that if nothing else, he's a man of his word. If I had set up this marriage, I would have married her, but I didn't. So it wasn't my word. But
What about your social contract that you make up on the day you're born?
We live in a society.
and then
You're living in a society here.
as he rides ahead, the Domani just encircle him to escort him back.
Well, I'll give him a few encouraging parting words that I don't think it'll be as bad as all that.
Does your advice make my ears burn?
I said, here's the thing I know about Domani women, and then that's a bunch of implicit description that's not explicit,
No.
but is explicit. Implicit.
He says, well, when you get her, and then the candle burns when their curtains blow.
Curtains blow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your experience at?
1775.
All right. You will get 1,500 each for this. I'll give you guys a moment if you want to level up. That should take you to the next one, right?
Looks like it.
3275 was my math.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are 4 days out from Arturo's Orchard. You know from Lorwyn that there were a couple other towns before you get there. There's more than enough for the horses and the mule to graze on.
Okay.
So in 2 days, you reach the first town. As you enter, there's a strange atmosphere to the town and village, or to the town. There's a strange atmosphere to the town that you enter. People are worried, tense, and suspicious of strangers. Many settlements are quiet. Their streets are empty as locals keep to their homes and out of sight. And then there's the weather. It's bitterly cold, especially for so early in the autumn. It has snowed twice in the past 2 weeks. In one small town, a young woman watches you from the door of a hooper's shop. After a moment or two, she approaches. She approaches Adeena, and with a curtsy, presents you with a pouch and what looks like a folded letter, and scurries back to the doorway as soon as you take it.
I charge.
I'll give her, before she can slip away, I'll give her a silver penny and thank her.
Okay. Yeah, she curtsies again and slips it.
I'll cast Balefire on her.
Slips it away.
All right, I'll...
Do you want to open the pouch?
Oh, yeah.
So in the pouch is 10 gold marks. It's GM, right?
Should be GC.
Wonder if they misprinted that.
Probably because there's
Yeah,
everything else. Is
10 gold
silver.
crowns then. Yeah, 'cause it says 10 GM. So you got 10 game masters in there. What do you do?
Oh, man. 10 GMs. I don't know. Like, I think Crown... I don't know. She's Aes Sedai, so she might just
Crowns
dole
for
them out.
everyone.
But I figured it'd probably be marks, right? Room. That'd be fairly cheap. You don't need a crap ton of gold.
Well, it's supposed to cover your
Travel.
travel expenses
to this point, up to this
up
point.
to this point.
Okay. But that said, maybe anyone connected with the tower just makes money, because...
The
Making
Aes Sedai class, I think it's 3rd level.
I'm referring
You
to
can
the fact
call
I
in a
got
favor.
100 gold crowns
Oh,
Yeah.
right now.
well, you guys have had some pretty interesting adventures so far, and all you've been doing is purchasing travel goods. So
So we're in Artaro's orchard?
no, you had traveled for a couple days to get here, so you're 2 days away.
Okay.
All right. So, do you guys want to do anything in this little town? I mean, you should be pretty well provisioned.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay.
Well, I think I might need to buy some more rations because I didn't restock.
No,
because the Lord was going to pay for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now that
Well,
he's
he
gone-
gave you guys the rations
Oh,
and feed that we're supposed to get you to here.
He's not going to need it.
so we're just to here.
Well, to Torres Orchard. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, as you guys have enough to get you there.
All right, yeah. So just find some inn rooms and crash.
Okay. This will be I think it's 2 silver pieces. Double check it, because it's not a good inn. It is 2 silver pieces. It's the inn of a small farming
Rustic.
community.
Yeah. Gonna need to find a money changer.
I'll just pay in copper pennies.
You're gonna pay in copper pennies.
Is this
Okay.
enough?
Is that like,
It'd be
20, right?
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not too bad. It's not like paying in pennies.
That's true. But I have 40 for some reason. I could have sworn I just threw those away.
You need to get the the weight down on your pouch.
Okay.
Probably would have won from the farmers.
Do you guys want to do anything while you stay the night here?
Nothing in particular except for my usual.
Usual.
Hit the rumor mill.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
If you want to gather info.
Yeah. What'd you get?
13.
So you hear more and more of the same stories that you were hearing that Adeena had heard back in Austin Falls of an invading army that ride Shadow Spawn and have Aes Sedai fighting for him.
Oh, I'm starting to believe there must be some kernel of truth to this.
What did you get, Adeena? Or were you going to do one as well?
Yeah, 22.
Okay, so you pick up a little bit more. You hear that this army that's invaded Falme and Toman's Head is they claim to be descendants of Arthur Hawkwing, and they say that they've come to reclaim the land. You still get the same stories of the Shadow Spawn and Aes Sedai fighting for him, but you're also hearing that other than if someone puts up resistance, they pretty much just leave everybody alone, and they also require you to swear oaths to them. But no one has any information on what those oaths are. And that's the information that you can find.
Yeah, I'll tell them, Cho'Gath and Wraith and Falk and all them, that about the oaths that they seem to be making people swear about, and that they believe, or the rumors are saying that they're the return of Otter Hawkwing's armies.
Could be another false dragon. If
Yeah,
you're
I
talking
think-
about using the one power.
Yeah, the fact we hear the one power all the rumors is definitely an indication of channeling. Although making everybody swear oaths, that sounds like Aes Sedai work to me. Finally taking over the world.
We are looking for the Horn of Valere, and it just so happens that there's this supposed descendants of Arthur Hawkwing. I'd say we're headed in the right direction.
What do you guys want to do for the rest of the night?
That was it.
That was it? Okay.
Nothing to do, just...
Okay, so you set out after a few hours of travel. So the sky is overcast. It threatens of rain. So a few hours after you set out, thunder rumbles across the sky as once more rain begins to fall in weak sprinkles. The wind begins to blow a little harder, carrying with it an intense chill. With luck, you might reach the village before nightfall. So there's a small village that's you should reach before the end of the day, and then the next day you'll be in Arturo's Orchard. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning crackles ahead, brightening the slate-gray sky. Its flash reveals a twisting trail of dark smoke curling up from behind the trees. There's a big copse of trees off to your right, or off the right of the trail.
And they're on fire?
Yeah, the smoke appears to be that of a large fire. It's about a quarter mile ahead off to the right, a few hundred feet from the road when you get up to it. Do you guys continue on or investigate?
Well, I mean, is there anything distinctive about the smoke? It's just...
Well, it looks like a very, very large fire.
Is it coming from the direction we're, like, of the village?
Or? No, it wouldn't be of the village. There's small farmsteads that have been you've seen around.
So maybe someone's farm got raided. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll go check it out on my horse.
Okay. You guys gonna follow him out?
Yeah.
Okay. So you ride up that last quarter of a mile and you head off into the trees. As you move through the trees, they start to part in front of you. So the smoke appears to be coming from a farm. The thin trees give out to a large field filled with tall, sagging stalks of wheat, heavy with rain. A narrow path leads into the wheat, angling towards several buildings beyond the field. Smoke curls up from the charred husk of a large barn, twisting up into the dark mid-afternoon sky. In wispy tendrils, the old farmhouse and a sizable stable seem untouched by the fire that has consumed the barn. The farm was prosperous, but there are no people to be seen now.
So the barn's on fire?
Yes, there is a barn that is completely ablaze. There is a farmhouse and a large stable that have not caught fire. You do not see any people down there at the moment.
Guess we ought to shout some warning.
Right, yeah, I'll ride up to the house shouting, "Barn's on fire. You jacked off, fools."
No. I'll try to decrease the flame size.
Okay.
So I'll channel create fire at a first level, which will lower it 2 steps. So, like, how big is it? Is it a house fire, essentially?
Yeah.
All right.
And
so let's see. So it would lower it to a campfire.
Rain put it out.
But it's going to take some rounds, I believe.
Okay, so it's not instantaneous.
does anybody have a knowledge nature?
Rafe? Or,
Yeah, I do.
Could go ahead and
Falk
roll
does.
yours. Yeah, Falk did his too.
14.
Okay. So, as you guys are moving forward, you and Falk start inspecting the wheat, and you see that the wheat is sickly and that harvesting is overdue. So it had been planted
It was previously abandoned. So,
prior to harvest time.
Yeah.
As it's been here too long.
huh. Why'd people up and leave a perfectly good plot of land like this?
well, the
Rumors scared them away, maybe?
the raids.
Are there any signs of violence about on a cursory examination?
So other than the late harvest and missing people, and the house and the grounds seem to be pretty well kept. But you don't see any signs of violence or
Okay.
anything else.
Well, I'll just take a look inside the house then.
Go ahead and do listen checks as well. Choga. 22. Rafe?
8.
20.
20.
Oh, is it just...
No, you two, yeah. So did we figure out how many rounds that would take?
If it's 3 or more, which I can't do, it requires time. This is just 2 steps, so it doesn't take any time.
Oh, okay, perfect. So all of you hear a muffled sound coming from the direction of the stable. It might be an animal or the sob of a child.
Yeah, well, I'll rush too. No, the stable's not on fire?
They're not, no. It was just the barn, which is...
Rapidly dwindling.
yeah, can't think of the word. I know what I want to say, I just can't think of it.
Inexplicably?
There you go, inexplicably, yeah. Decreased in size.
That's easy to explain. It's drizzling outside. The rain put it out.
As you enter the stable, the familiar smells of horse and manure fill the stable. The 6 stalls are fairly clean, with sprinkled with straw, but there are no horses. The noise seems to be coming from the hayloft, back in the shadows. A young girl in a long brown dress lies crying in the hay. Soot mars her pretty cheeks, and the hem of her dress seems to have been burned. She screams as she sees you and scrambles towards the back of the loft, her eyes searching frantically for some way to escape.
Well, I suppose that my scarred visage and imposing size doesn't comfort her any, so I'll just hold my hands up and make
Roughly order her to be calm.
coo.
Dill comes out from behind you and tells her not to worry. Says, don't worry about these guys. They look tough, but they'll take care of you.
I'll backhand him for speaking out.
See? A loving hand.
Yep. Just what a girl like you needs. He settles her down a bit.
Okay.
She's not willing to come forward just yet. If you'd like to, Adeena, or anybody else, you can do a diplomacy.
I don't know. Did I run up there with her? Or with Shogun?
You can, if you go into the stables, if you had followed into the stables, and you heard the same sound they did.
I think I'm more worried about the fire. Because I'm going to try to put it out here. I'm going to try to channel in a bit.
Do either of you want to do a diplomacy?
Well, I'll just call out to Rafe that we got someone in here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll awkwardly try to calm her, soothe her.
Okay. Dill will try and aid you.
I'm like, see, this is brandy. You drink this and you're going to feel better.
So you got the aid.
12.
Okay. So calms her down a little bit more, but okay, yeah. So with that one, that'll calm her down enough to have her move forward a bit. And she asks if you guys have any food.
Yeah. I don't have any on me, but
Yeah, well, I'll have Dill go fetch her some food.
Okay. Yeah, he'll run out and
super useful.
grab some.
I do have some water if she's thirsty.
Yeah, she'll take that gratefully. As it looks like she may have been, since that's the only thing that's burned, in the farm. So
The barn.
in the barn, yeah. Sorry, but yeah, because her dress is burned a bit and she's got soot.
Well, I'll try to gently question her about what happened here.
So she takes some gulps of water, and when Dill comes back with the food, she doesn't eat. She holds it and answers that the soldiers came. There was a bad man with big whiskers. He took my ma and da and brother and all of our horses and animals. They didn't see me in the barn, but they burned it. The fire came up where I was, but I ran out. They were gone already then. And she, in the high-pitched, whiny voice only small children can get, she cries that she wants her ma and da.
Soldiers led by a man with big whiskers.
And she nods in between that the sniffling and big intake of air that small children get when they're a little too flustered.
Well,
What do you think, Cho'Gath?
what did the soldiers look like? What were they wearing?
Do another diplomacy.
20.
Okay, so you get her settled back down, and she explains that the raid, or that they attacked us just before dinner. I was in the barn. There was an owl that was hurt, and I'd been trying to make it better. As they came in to the house, and she hid in the loft when they came in to check it. She says that she doesn't think her family was killed, but tells you again that the leader was a man with mean eyes and a big mustache. He was cruel and abusive. She states that they were carrying a flag as well, which she describes as a flag with red stripes and a tree. Do your nobility and royalty.
Dark ones don't like it.
Wow.
What'd you get?
A dark one. Oh, look, I rolled the same thing, I think.
You can dark one's own luck it again.
Yeah, I want those. 7.
Okay. It's pretty easy to recognize what she's talking about. It's the flag of Terabon.
Oh. So
As
more
you had
brigands.
just seen it a few days ago on the soldiers that you guys had killed that were attacking the caravan.
Soldiers requisition supplies. Why would they take people, though? Is that common?
Where I'm from,
You don't even.
people are eaten
Yeah.
by the enemy.
Was
I think they
she
do that this far south.
she states that she's scared and she wants her family back. And tells you that her uncle Hobbs owns the Three Crowns Inn in Arturo's Orchard. She says it's only a few miles from here, but I can't make it on my own.
Oh, don't worry,
Yeah.
Les. We'll get you there.
We can take you with us.
Okay. How's that fire coming along?
I'm not going to try to overchannel.
Yeah.
And because it will, if I fail, it's 2d6. If I roll the lowest fort save, I can. And that's getting into one-shot territory.
Okay. Yeah, the barn is far enough away, especially with the type of weather that has been happening out here, that once it burns out, it won't spread.
Well, it's the size of a campfire right now. I was able to reduce it from a house fire to that.
Okay.
So it might be able to go out fairly quick.
Yeah.
In the rain, maybe.
As depending on how long you guys actually want to spend here, it'll most likely go out in about an hour or so.
Hey, I wanted to have Falk see if he could track, like, get a direction that they might have taken her family.
He's doing it all wrong.
What's that?
Falk. He's
all
tracking.
That's right.
Snuffling around on the ground like a wolf trying to catch
Sniffing.
Just need to point. That's where they went. Be assertive.
I feel like I've damaged my relationship with Falk, though. I'm trying to repair it.
Yeah. Same here when I made him sit on his horse all night.
Is track not a skill?
It's
Wilderness lore.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tracks of feet, which allows you to use wilderness lore or search, I guess, depending on which one it is, at DCs above 20.
Okay. So, Falk says that there's too many tracks that he can't determine which way they went. Dill actually says that he thinks that they went this way, and he points off deeper into the woods.
Well, I'll pat him on the head and say, "That's nice, buddy."
So do you guys want to continue on to Toro's Orchard?
Yeah, let's get this girl to her uncle.
Okay.
What are you laughing about?
Seems oddly familiar.
Deal.
Dill too. No, I was talking about let's get this girl to her. Let's get child to uncle. We're going to be running an orphanage.
Common story out
You guys aren't going to have a horse farm this time. We're going to have a kid farm.
Child slayers.
Start making
Don't worry.
shirts.
As the Aes Sedai start to rend, just throw children in the way. All right, so it's uneventful for the rest of your travel today, and tomorrow midday you'll reach Toro's Orchard. So you make camp and then start out. A mile or two away from Toro's Orchard, as you round a bend, you see another scene of mayhem. So a chorus of raven caws rises from the muddy road ahead. The raucous cries are met by an angry shout as a lone man swings his arms wildly in the air, attempting to shoo away the angry black birds from the carcass of a horse. A peddler's cart lies overturned in the road just beyond. The black flock flaps off as the birds catch sight of you. Only one bird remains, cawing angrily at you for disturbing its meal. The peddler aims a kick at it, but fails to connect as the bird flaps into the nearby trees. The heavy-set man is wearing baggy trousers, full-length sleeves, and a knee-length vest. He appears to be a peddler or a merchant.
Well, I'll just call out to him. Say, "What disaster has befallen you, friend?"
I expect you to charge the crow.
Yeah.
This is how we handle him in the borderland.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
I think snap and scream of the pattern as it's obliterated.
The heavy-set man introduces himself as Gideon Fawn. He's a wandering peddler who plies his wares across Almouth Plain and Toman Head. He says that half a dozen soldiers set upon him a few hours ago. They confiscated his wares and killed his horse when he refused to give the goods to them willingly.
Terrabonners, you think?
Yeah, he recognizes them as Terabon soldiers and describes the leader as a large man with gray eyes and a long, thick mustache.
Do you think maybe we should take care in traveling and camping from this point? There's two instances.
Yeah, the plains are very bad. They've always have been.
Go ahead and do a spot.
13.
Thanks, man.
Was that for everyone?
Yeah, everybody will do a spot.
8.
8 and 13. Adeena?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we get a spot real quick from Choga?
20.
Okay, so you and Falk both see that instead of flying off, the ravens have settled in nearby trees, and they're just watching you.
Okay. Well, I will take the opportunity to inform all my companions that those are the Dark One's spies.
Okay.
They're filthy birds.
I know this.
Falk will ask if you want him to... Should we kill him?
Well, how many are there?
A tree full?
Yeah, I mean, we'll never kill them. We'll just waste arrows.
Yeah.
There are 29.
Yeah, we just have to leave them alone.
Okay.
But we should be on the lookout from here on.
Jacko the Shadows is spying in this area. We could be close to the horn.
Closest I could get is to a house fire. If I overchanneled as high as I can go, I could probably cover the whole treetop in that, maybe.
Well, we've established that fire behaves strangely on the Almouth Plain.
The Gideon lets you know that he was on his way to Toro's orchard. He had been... What's that?
So are we.
He asks if you'd help right his cart.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Still.
Says it is still still functional if you have a horse or a mule to pull it. He'll gladly treat you to dinner when you guys get to Arturo's Orchard for the help.
It would seem all roads lead to Arturo's Orchard.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah, let's help him.
Okay. Just a strength check.
I'll just have the mule.
Let's see.
Try use
Yeah,
strength
Dill
of
cannot
will.
do it on his own.
Strength of will. I got a 15.
Same here.
Okay, yeah. So, with you both lifting, you easily right the cart.
Yeah, later on, Raiden, I'll describe to Cho'Gath that after we helped the man lift the cart, right the cart, there was a brief period of time where I felt good. Did that happen to you? Like, I couldn't explain it. Like, we passed through something. I don't know what happened. You felt good about helping the
Right. Have charity.
Nice. Okay, so you guys had overturned the cart, or turned it right side up. And then are you okay with strapping Steve in to pull?
Yeah.
Okay. So you travel for a couple miles here, and you enter Arturo's Orchard. So the single-story stone buildings of Arturo's Orchard look comfortable and inviting. Little welcoming curls of smoke wind up from the chimneys of several buildings, but despite the midday hour, the streets are empty. In fact, except for your group, there seems to be nothing moving in the village. The inn itself is pretty easy to distinguish, as it's the only second-story building in this town. So the largest building in the town appears to be the inn. A sign hanging near the front door displays 3 golden crowns. It looks pleasant enough on the outside. Inside, it seems the entire village has gathered for some sort of meeting. Every table, stool, and chair in the common room is occupied. A tall man in an apron was addressing the crowd, but he pauses as you enter the premises. The villagers turn silently towards the door. Issa, who's the little girl, lets out a half sob. Uncle, she cries, running into the room with outstretched arms. The speaker, apparently her Uncle Hobbs, bends to one knee and takes the girl into his arms. Issa, girl, what's wrong? Where's your father? He looks past the girl towards you, his eyes questioning.
I guess I'll kind of, like, apologetically almost, kind of have my hands out and I'll go like, it would seem Tarbonners raided their farm.
Okay.
Right? I think that was the story she said.
Yeah. So immediately, the villagers seems all start talking at once. From questions of how did they find Issa, what happened to her family, people asking you if you'd seen any other farms raided, questions of who did it, other questions, or other people questioning, why would Tarbonners do this? You hear towards the back someone saying that there's a war then. After a few moments, the mayor looks up and addresses you all in a loud, pleading voice. Forgive me, but you seem a very capable lot. We are in desperate need of assistance. We are peaceful folk. Pitchforks and boar pikes are the extent of our weapons. We do not have the strength to face these soldiers ourselves. If you were to find these soldiers, perhaps you could barter for our people's freedom or rescue them from the clutches of these raiders. The mayor pauses as murmurs drift through the crowd. We are not a wealthy community, but we should be able to put together some coin for your trouble. We will happily see to your needs for the duration of your visit. Will you help us?
Look towards these two. I'm not really concerned one way or another.
Well, any threat at all could lead to the Horn of Valere.
That's true.
This could be it.
Yep,
This gold we're talking about, though, right?
I agree.
There's a lot of whispering back and forth, and some coins clanking, and other people talking. They say that they can come up with 220 marks. 50 of them they'll give you up front. The rest, if you return with Issa's family.
Sounds fair.
Okay. You guys want to do anything here?
Well, we need to find out if anybody has any idea where they've been taken.
All right. So go ahead and do gather information or intelligence, either one. Rafe.
27?
Okay. Adeena?
26.
23.
Okay. And Falk got a 19. So they say that that there has been some unusual activity in the woods north of Jason's field. Jason, as he points to one of the farmers there, as that's Jason. So you can start there. Also, you guys, the Gideon, the peddler who was attacked, that's an option as well, since it seems like just a couple hours before you arrived was when that happened.
How long ago were they seen at Jason's farm?
It's been nearly a day since they were seen there. But he can show you the location that they were in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the other information that you gather here is that there's been the unrest reigns throughout Almouth Plain. Terabon and Damani soldiers have been raiding villages and harassing travelers. Here's stories of strange winged beasts have been flying through the air with some other creatures riding on them. Strange men riding monsters have been seen on Toman Head. Aes Sedai have attacked villages on Toman Head with their strange powers. Falme has been invaded, some say by the sea folk, and that Arthur Hawkwing's armies have returned from across the sea.
So I guess we're gonna go to Jason's farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I go, I'll see if I can take the innkeep aside and ask if a woman, and I'll describe Sheena Seti, has been there. Because I'm going to guess that the note was probably expecting me to follow her quicker than we had, so she might have already come and gone, is what I'm worried about.
Okay. Yeah, he says that there was an Aes Sedai here for some days.
I don't name Aes Sedai.
Well, so there was a woman you described here for some days.
Okay.
She said someone was coming to meet her, and she had me hold 4 rooms. I gather that's for you. She left 2 days ago, but said she would be back soon to meet with you. So
Thank you, sir. Are those rooms still available?
yes.
Alright, so now we're off to...
To Jason's.
Jason's farm.
Do you guys want to unload anything here? As you do have the
Right.
rooms.
Travel a little bit more lightly.
Yeah, we'll leave the mule and
Just take my horse.
Okay.
some weapons and armor.
Okay. Dill going, yes or no?
No, he has to stay and guard our stuff.
Okay. So, Jason takes you to his farm, takes you out into the fields to the north. Everybody go ahead and do a search check.
Those decent
Do a
rolls.
track for just... Okay, Rafe?
12.
Adeena
10.
and Cho'Gath.
19.
Okay, so you all pretty clearly see the tracks, and with the weather, the ground is pretty muddy. It hasn't filled in other than with water, but Falk picks up the trail pretty quick. So the tracks lead you northeast through open terrain dotted by stands of trees. Travel for several miles. After about an hour, you hear a man's voice crying out from behind some nearby trees.
What does he cry out?
Help.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll kick the horse into high gear and move to aid him.
Okay. So, as you pass through the trees, you see a man lies on his back at the edge of a pond, desperately trying to fend off the mauling of a large mountain cat. A second man has drawn a sword and seeks to aid his companion, but another cat stands between them. Both men appear to be armsmen, but their style of dress is unusual. You, Cho'Gath, recognize Shinaran armor,
Oh, okay.
as they have the top knot and everything.
So they're a countryman of mine. I'll charge the mountain cat.
Okay. Go ahead. You'll have one surprise round.
20. Who's this?
That's my brother and my mom.
Oh, okay.
Man, he's really...
Okay, so you got you said a 20.
Yeah.
Okay. That is miss.
Dark One's own luck.
Okay.
23.
I'm sorry, Brandon. That was a hit. I was
Okay.
looking at a Mydrall.
Little did you know.
So that's 9. 15.
Okay. So you deal a mighty blow that definitely does some damage, but does not quite kill it.
As a free action, I'll drop my lance.
All right. Rafe?
So this is a surprise round still?
Yes.
So I'll ready my bow.
Okay. Adeena?
I'll begin embracing the source.
Okay. And Falk will charge the same one as...
What a copycat.
Why you charge like I do, bro?
He's always trying to be like me.
Didn't he literally say that was the goal when he started his character?
he misses.
Haha.
Okay, so initiative. All right, Adeena,
7.
Cho'Gath,
17.
and Rafe.
10.
Huh.
Did something significant happen?
Yours
Okay.
plus his equals mine.
Oh,
So
thought you were
Falk
just saying
got
that yours
20.
together aren't as good as mine.
So he will drop his lance and
Just like you.
draw his sword.
You should just start doing
And attack.
weird stuff.
He misses. Cho'Gath.
I'll draw my sword and slash at this mountain cat.
Okay.
$18.
That's a hit.
4 damage.
So you kill that one.
There's more than one.
Yeah, there's two. There was one in between the guy, and then there was one that was mauling the other guy. But, Rafe.
All right, I'll take a shot. -4, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Shoot in
Melee.
combat.
Well, it's in combat too.
So
the one
I'm
that's
assuming
mauled.
that you guys charged the one that was in between the guy and his friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this other one is on top of his
Oh, I see.
friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dark one, no luck. 6.
Miss. So the mountain cat that you had killed gave out one of those demon calls that regular cats do, and its companion, hearing that, disengages from the one person he had pinned and attempts to flee. The guy that he was mauling is not gonna do anything about it, though. So let it go. You notice the cat that you killed, very thin. So you can summarize that they're just hungry,
Yeah.
right?
Or they're working for the dark one.
Does
Secretly merge all.
that is where we will stop.
All right. This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.